So I've done the 3 of the boxes, as you can see, and now I'm going to do the 4th one with you. So I've chosen the paper and put it all together, and it's, like I always say, it's very easy. So now we come to the last one. I've already got my paper ready. I normally start with this one, and we are going to cut it up. Let's just take that off. I've got my cutter right here, and so I think I'm going to use this on the outside, and one sheet will do the magazine rack and the little mini album. So obviously I cut that off. Now we know that from here, excluding the flap, is 4 3/4. So we are going to cut, and the same applies to the mini album. It is 4 3/4. So now I am going to cut this just shy. Make sure my paper is the right way around. So we have here, I hope you can see this, 4 3/4, and we're just going to shave off 1/8. That's 4 3/4, and then we are going to take off just 1/8, so it all fits nicely. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here, 4 3/4, and let's shave off 1/8 there. And we have the spare one, which we will put here. Okay, then this is how I do it. You know me and my pencil. And I said I was going to do this one first, so let's go with this one first. Get that out the way. Put that there. And an easy way to get that without all the measuring. This is all I do. Make a light pencil mark there and cut it. Unfortunately, it's right in the middle of my bunnies. So that's perfect. So now we want your centerpiece to, or your spine rather. So we're ready for the spine there, and of course the last piece for here. Let's just line everything up nicely, and that should be perfect. Now, to do your cut here, it's so simple. Once again, line it up where you want it to sit, exactly on your mat, and then you just make 2 little lines here facing or going towards each other at an angle. Okay, take it to your cutter and line up there. See? So I've lined up my little dashes, cut it, and it should fit as perfect as we can get it. There we go. So let's do the other one as well. Same thing, line it up. Line it up carefully. Yeah, that's about right. Once again, 2 little dashes towards each other. Okay, again, you're leaving about 1/8 from the edge of the mat. Keep these little bits. I save all my bits and pieces, most of them anyway, because you know I use them afterwards in my journals, or I also use them in here. There we go. How easy is that? Now everything has been distressed except obviously what I'm cutting. So I am going to do the spine, which is 1 inch. I mean, I could have put all these bits and pieces in my kit, but you know what? I just think it's a waste of paper, because then you're going to have to print it out and cut it. So it's a waste of paper, a waste of expensive ink, because we know printer inks are expensive, and it's a waste of time when you're doubling the job, so to speak. So one thing I want to tell you as well, when you're doing these, where's my... Okay, I'll just use this one. Make sure you glue it down well on the sides. Okay, otherwise they do tend to stick up. And then you have to re-glue it, and it's a real pain. So press it down really, really well and make sure it is stuck. Because when you start folding and everything, it can come apart. This paper's so pretty. I suppose we could call it a bit of a wildlife one instead of an Easter one, because I'm leaving out all the Easter stuff. There we go. Bring it up. Oops. And once again, really try and stick this down, because when you fold it, it can lift. Of course, if you use tape, that's less likely to happen. So I'm really going over my edges there, especially where I'm going to fold. Go. Oh, I suppose I should have done the cutting first, but it's okay. It makes no difference really. Let's put this one down. A little bit more. Yep. So before I start folding it, I want it to dry really well to try and avoid, when you fold it, these edges from lifting. So I'm just going to put that aside, and I'm going to do this one. And again, this is what I do. Like so. I mean, you can mark it like that, but this is just how I prefer to do it. We do know that this is 1 inch, so all you have to do is shave off an 1/8 to make it fit nicely. And the last one. I quite like my bunny there. It's going to be split in half, but you know what? That's okay. So I'm going to mark it here. It should be fine. So I'll have half a bunny on the back. There we go. And of course we are going to, I just prefer to do my spine first, because then I can sort of more or less line up the other 2 pages. If it's slightly out, it's okay, you know. There are no mini album police or journal police. Move it up, put that down, wipe off any excess glue, get those edges, because we are going to fold. Let's do this one. I really think I am going to do this video in 2 parts, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise it really is going to be very long. You know. So maybe we do books 1 and 2 and then books 3 and 4. Not forget to this one. So this is easy enough, this part. Or let's say it's not as finicky part. Okay, once again, get those edges down. Where is my tissue? We're in for a another cold spell. So my nose, oh, why am I? My nose tends to run all the time. I don't know why, it just does. Does anybody else's nose run in winter without being sick, you know, or having a cold? So let's just put that aside. So that one is done. I don't think I need my little thing anymore. Put that aside. Where's my card? Actually, I'll do this now and then it's finished. So you know we had those leftovers from the cardstock. So I'm going to, and edged it. And you know we cut it to 3 1/8 and 4 1/4. You can make it bigger or smaller, you know, if you want. It's entirely up to you. I also do it that size to fit the cards, you know, that come in the collection. So let's put that down. Perfecto. Oops, stay where you are. And then it's a matter of choosing which journaling card I'm going to put on here. What do we have here? As you see, I've already cut them up, you know. See, I'm not going to use these because it says, you know, chocolate eggs for breakfast. So another one full of Easter eggs. I don't want that. Oh, how about this one? So cute. Oh, I think that's perfect for there. What do you think? Okay, let's distress it. I love bunny rabbits. I think we all do, huh? And I must stop using my teeth as a tool to remove the tops, because I bite them and I totally destroy them, like I've done on my glue bottle here. Okay, put that down. Now I need to get a new bottle, because that one is stuffed. It's very hard now to squeeze the glue out of there. It's just a habit, you know. A habit I want to break. It's nice. There we go. And there, a bit of glue. Right, now we are going to move on to this baby. So we need to cut it up. What you're going to do on your magazine rack, oh, I must tell you, Your spine is 1 inch, so when you score this section here, make sure it is 1 inch wide, okay? Because I didn't do it very well, so I had to redo it and to make sure it was 1 inch wide. So now I'm just going to cut this part right off. This comes off. Yes, I should use my smaller scissors just to get rid of that. And then I am going to pretend this one isn't there, okay? That what line is not supposed to be there. So we're going to go like so. And then you want to angle it in slightly, just a little bit. You don't have to make a big thing. And like so. Might be enough. Should be. I'm going to do just a tiny bit more. It didn't come out very well. And we are going to do the same thing here. Angle it in. You actually don't have to go back and redistress it. And the same thing you're going to cut here. I'm cutting on either side of the scoring line. There we go. I'll cut that off in a moment. And can you see that? Can you see how I'm cutting on either side of the scoring line to the top of the scoring line there, where the fold is? Because it's going to fold. And I just find it easier to bring it back and do that. Then you get less of a tatty edge. Well, you should, provided you don't tear it off like I just did. And then again, I'm just going to make a little like that. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight or anything. You just want a little bit of a slant on there and on the side. Yes. And I think that should be fine. You can even slant this one in, these in as well, just a tiny bit, so that when you fold everything, it just folds nicely. Tiny bit. Don't even have to do that. Okay, let's just straighten this. I mean, I'm just being finicky now because you're not going to see this. Okay. And then, of course, we are going to do a test run to make sure everything fits in nicely. So, push these up and just put it in like so. This one comes like that, and we know that everything is good. And if you turn it over, you will see now why we do the slants. Cut it in at an angle to stop it from hanging out. Let's just cut that tiny piece off there. So it's all good. Let's get rid of these pieces. So I am going to, what did I say? Yes. This one is going to come on top of that one. It doesn't matter which way it goes. This is just the way I do it. Some glue. I'll put a squeegee that I could use for this, but yeah. And let's put some glue on here. Now when you do this, make sure you bring your glue to the edge of here to make it fold nicely and cover any holes. So I'm now going to bring this one here and put it in and make sure everything is okay on here, which it is. Okay, then I'm going to use my and press it down well. Make sure it all sticks. See? Everything is down and proper. And then I'm going to do this one. Bring the glue to the edge there. And I am, oops, clever. I'm going to put glue here. I've tried doing my boxes different ways, and oh, do you see what I've done? Oh man, you know, really, I haven't put my piece there, but it doesn't matter. Ugh. So let's just make sure this comes right to the edge there. Okay, then I put it down and press it down, and of course you've got to do the same for this piece here. I just want to show you that when I've done inward. You see, this one I put the flaps on the outside, but you know what, I just think it looks a lot neater like this. I mean, you're not going to see it, but anyway, and you're not going to stare into your box. So yeah, so now because I'm such a bright spark and I didn't put my little piece of, which is really annoying because I want my edges to stick down. So we just need a piece from here. I think I'm going to use, yeah, this one will be just fine. I think I'm going to use this side. Okay, so do this before you glue it. Glue all your papers down. Before you glue your box together. So let me just cut that on here. Just move that out the way. We want it fairly straight. And then we want to cut it. Distress it. When you're distressing, you don't need to rub out your pencil marks, but if you're not distressing, then if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, then you are going to need to rub them out. So bright spark here will now stick this one on. So annoyed with myself, but it happens. And let's put it on there. That's fine. And one up. Here it is. I'm just going to hold it in case you do the same thing I did and forget. And make sure it glues down nicely and the edge doesn't lift. Go. So I just need it to stick nicely. And there we go. So now we have all 4 boxes done. And I do this last. I do the, and then you can decide now which way they are, or which one you want to be number 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think, what if I put, yes, so I'm going to stick to those. And then what I'm going to do, because I am a huge scatterbrain, I'm actually going to number them. Just just with little bits of paper, just so you don't get confused. So this is going to be number 1. Number 2. Number 3. This one here. And this one, it will be the one with the journals in it. And number 4. Right here. Okay. So let's get that out the way now. We are going to move on to, hang on, you know me, messy worker. Let's put everything away, otherwise you won't know whether I'm coming or going. Let's just get this out the way. Put these here and get that out the way. So now I have chosen my papers, as you know, for this. So when I do this, let me bring this one here. I like to have this matching this one here, okay? And also, let me show you what I did here, because paper was a bit short, and in the interests of saving paper. So instead of cutting one big square to go in here, I kind of did like a patchwork. Can you see that? So I've sort of finished doing this. I've cut it, scored it, I've distressed the edges, and now I'm just going to put it aside to finish later, because we'll be using bits and pieces from the design paper, you know, to finish this off. So I'm going to put that aside. And then we come to the what I call the box holder, and this you will find the template in your kit. And I have already cut and distressed the inner page to go inside here. So I'm just going to glue that on quickly, and then we will put it aside once it's almost complete and start on book 1 of the mini albums. So really this video is, or these videos will be in 5 parts. The first part obviously is this one, the construction of the magazine racks, and in fact, it might even be 6 parts, because maybe we'll do the embellishment on part 6, because otherwise it's going to be hours and hours and hours. So it's just easier to do it. So this is the inside of the box. Now I'm going to flip it over, and all I'm going to do is measure from, with my pencil, here. So we know this is 1 inch apart. So all we're going to, an inch long. So all we're going to do is shave off 1/8 basically. So I've just marked it there, and now I'm going to cut it, the paper, all the way. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to use that strip. Then just mark it a little bit more. Yep. I'm going to cut that. I'm using my big cutter today. So this actually measures 4 1/4 width by just shy of 1 inch, so that it fits in nicely here. And then we're going to use, and then we're just going to carry on using the strip. I'm going to do the bottom one, because you know there is a slight difference, because I left a gap in the back. I didn't make this square. I left a gap in the back just to put some more places for photographs, and because I think it looks nice. So now I'm going to cut that one, and that will fit there. And then again, I suppose we can actually just quickly glue those down before we do cut the other strips. Easy to construct these little boxes and stuff, you know. I do prefer to use glue for these because you can move it around, you know, if you haven't got it quite right. So now this is going to be the longest side will be facing the front. So make sure that once it's constructed, if it's got writing or pictures or what patterns, whatever it is on here, that it is facing the right way. That's important. Otherwise it'll be upside down and you'll have to tear it off. Okay, glue, come out. I must keep this up. Hang on, my chair is slipping away from me. Oh, come on. Yeah. So you know I like to get my edges in. You know, when I do albums, I use bits and pieces that I have from my cut-offs, you know. It just makes it more economical. That's why I'm not that great. One of the reasons I'm not that great on measurements, because I use what I have, you know, around me. Let's put that here. And let's make sure so it doesn't lift. And again here. This is important. So this piece is the leftover piece from when I cut this one out. Okay, that is the piece I'm using now. Now I'm going to turn it because these will be the sides. And I'm about to sneeze. Isn't that just absolutely wonderful? So once again, it's like an inch less than eighth. Does that make sense? Don't ask me what that is. The exact measurement. Let me tell you. I'm a dodo when it comes to anything mathematical. And we basically want the same. So this strip that you cut here is 4 3/8 long. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one 4 3/8. Here we go. Let's quickly just stress the edges. And very quickly put that there. Oops. Again, make sure it's facing the right way. I could have cut this a bit wider, but it's okay. It'll be fine because you know we are going to put lace on there as well. So we want this, no. So that's up, so this is going to be, so it is better to turn it and then you know you are getting it on the right way. Although again, you know, don't stress if you put it upside down because we're covering it with lace for the shabby chic look. If you're not adding lace, then you do have to be extra careful to make sure these are facing, your strips are facing the right way. There we go. Let's put that down. I really do press hard because I have experienced the edges lifting if they are not properly glued down. Okay, And then it's a matter of gluing your box. Let me use my other glue. What did I do with my pin for there? You see how I just lose stuff? It rolled under my cutter. Let's put that there. So now we are going to join the boxes. So we make sure these face the same way. It's just neater. I don't put strips on here. I mean, I suppose if you want to, you can, but there's really no need. It's not something you're going to see. And let's do that side. Again, I really like to make sure on my edges it's right there. Same thing on this side. Bring it up and matchy it. See, this is why I don't use glue, and I don't know why that has come a little bit out, but we are not going to worry about that. Because you know there's a slight difference. Like I said to you, in the sizes. Let me make sure my corner is all sharp, which it is. Glue it down. So don't stress when you find it slightly up on one side. It's okay. And that's because the box is not completely square. I mean, I suppose you can go and fiddle and cut it, but you know what? I don't, because it's not something you're going to see. And bring it in. In, make sure everything is good. There we go. I just want to pull that in a little bit more on this side. Yeah, that's fine. Then I can press it down. That one could have been angled down a bit more, but it's absolutely fine. And there you have your box, and you can slip in your ready-made or your ready done, and we will finish that later. There's a bit of a rough edge on there, so I am just going to, where's my little scissors? Oh, I'll just use this one just to clean it up. It's amazing what distressing can cover, and sometimes I do go over and I just do my little corners just to get rid of that tag, skin tag. It's like a skin tag hanging out. Okay, so your box is ready, and as you can see, there is a gap to add your extra photograph holder. On the first one I made an additional one, which will maybe we'll do that. But remember, you also have to leave space for photographs. So there we have our little box, and I will see you now in the next video so that we can start working on book 1 of the mini albums, which will be this one. See you now.